long ago did I order that pizza, y'all? Not that long ago. That light is bright. Let me see if I can turn it on. Can you guys see it? Go live? Alright. I don't know what it means. It says too low FPS. Feet per second is the only thing I know. Frames per second. 15 to 60. I don't care about that. Looks and sounds good. Good deal. Good deal, Bruce. Alright, now. Let's move. Oh, there's.
Leo. Leo, come. Come. Leo, come. Come on now. He was pulling so hard, he was turning that hand through his mouth.
Alright, now what are we doing? Uh-oh, there's Carly. Carly came on. Four viewers. I got 4 viewers. Yes. Wait, why? How come I? What the? Oh, I gotta click on the box. Are you ashamed? Carly's the one that got my CDL. The one typing. That's I guess you guys can. You can talk messenger. She's part of the reason my life's as good as it is. For sure. Nah, I'll take that, Carly. It's all me now. It was all you before. Carly helped pull me up out of the depths of hell. All right. This drink's for you, Carly.
was sticking the cheese on. Oh, it's on the bone.
There's only 6 people in here. That might be it, huh? Alright, hold on. Alright, so we're here so that we can talk about, well, I can talk about my experience with the People's Convoy, what I seen and what I witnessed and what people I talked to, people I met. It ended abruptly. There's a lot of people that want questions. It's almost been a year and we still don't have no answers. So I'm gonna give my answers of what I seen and what I seen, how it came to an end. God. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning, and I'm gonna try to go fast, and I'm gonna try to skip over things, not skip over nothing, but just kind of breeze through stuff that I don't really think is important. No, can you guys hear me? Is it? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Bruce can hear me. Judith can hear me. Okay. All right. All right. So so it started. I got involved, obviously, just like everybody else did, with the convoy to Ottawa. That's where we all started. The most of us started with that. The world turned their heads. Ottawa was doing some stuff. The people around the world started standing up, and that's what we was going to do. So while following the with the convoy to Ottawa, you know, it was Facebook groups and there was Zello and who knows what other things we were using to communicate with them guys up there. And it kicked off. Some guys got a whole bunch of people, but you know, a group of at first it was a fairly large group that everybody had the same idea and wanted to come together, and then slowly, you know, over a few days it narrowed down to a handful of people, really. Hold on here. Anyway, so we got going. end of the day, we got going down here in the United States. I got mixed up with the People's Convoy. I started following them right from the beginning. To be honest with you, I don't know how I kept getting, people just kept pulling me to different groups and different groups and different groups every time we got shot down on a page or a platform. Somebody, who knows who, different people would grab me and pull me over to the new groups. So we ended up in Telegram. Telegram's where it started for me. The pages were just getting started out there. There was some people that were working really hard to get that stuff going. And there was people working really hard to shut it down. As we're just getting started, I was brought in as a state lead for Ohio. I was asked by one of the administrators on Telegram, on that page, on the People's Convoy, to be the state lead for Ohio. Well, myself and a handful of other people, we had already been on Telegram talking since it started, and one by one we were getting picked to be leads. So we all became leads of state, most of us. And we all stuck together. Well, as it was going, and Telegram started getting infiltrated more and more, and more crazy stuff was just going, it was just nuts in there. I've never experienced anything like I did on Telegram for those couple weeks, whatever it was. It was the people, the admins that were behind the scenes that put it together. The one lady, I don't know how she kept it together. She still keeps it together, I think. I'm not really sure. But she got an incredible job, really. I mean, she got it all together, and there's just so many people trying to infiltrate it. Well, it got to the point where we started asking questions and didn't get answers. It was understandable that the national people, I mean Brian, Marcus, Chris, Maureen was in there, there were a whole bunch of people. They were busy. That was understandable. This was quick. It was fast. It was just fast. It should have never took off that fast. There was nowhere near enough planning. It just happened. It took off. And that was because some other moron, I don't want to say no names. He knows exactly what I'm talking about if he ever sees this. Yeah, you moron. He twisted things. And it just, anyway. So the point is, we started asking questions and wasn't getting no answers. So when we finally got the first thing that happened to me that let me know, and everybody that at that point was following me and was in these groups, these different states, I got a message pinned at the top of my room, the Ohio room, from a Marcus. Had no idea. I don't know any of these guys. I don't know Marcus. I don't know Mike. I don't know Brian. I don't know Chris. I don't know. Well, I didn't know. Had no idea who they were. But when we weren't getting answers, we had to pull back. So we set up a meeting. We demanded a meeting with somebody from the top there. Somebody, Marcus and him. Marcus he pinned a post at the top of my state page. The post said, "We have not released any routes or any times yet." They kept telling us that. No routes have been released. Well, somebody named Marcus posted, "Routes have not been released. We haven't released any dates, but we will be coming across 70 East through Ohio." So I asked, who is this guy? I didn't know anybody. And I was told, if Marcus posted that, that's the real deal. Marcus is one of the top organizers for this. I said, cool. Well, we still weren't getting no answers. So when we demanded answers, we finally got Brian to talk to us. Brian, and it was actually the day that they went on Newsmax and announced the date. That day, we had a meeting. It was a Zoom because we demanded to speak with somebody or we were pulling all our people. Well, we got to meet Brian through a Zoom and everything was good. We got state pages, he knows what's going on, it's all, life's good. Well, he went live on a Facebook and said Telegram wasn't shit. Now, or wasn't nothing, excuse my language. You got to bear with me. The dates that I've got, I'm not remembering no dates right off the top of my head. But the dates that I got, that might be backwards. But anyway, nonetheless, Brian gets on a dang whatever live he got on and said Telegram has nothing to do with the People's Convoy. People's Convoy has nothing to do with Telegram. We're not connected. They're not our people. Immediately, we pulled all our people away from it. Immediately. So that's the first time that there was a division in the People's Convoy. That was the first time Brian got on live. He said People's Convoy had no connection to Telegram, and that was it. We pulled the groups. Brian got back on live like just minutes later and retracted his statement. Not very sincerely, but retracted his statement. Well, it put enough doubt in people's heads that everybody kind of pulled back for a minute, and it just wasn't going on. So we asked more questions. We got a little bit more connected with everybody, and it started taking off. All us state leads had developed communications behind the scenes, and there was Wisconsin and Indiana and Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Ohio. I mean, there was a bunch of states that we had connected. We had comms behind the scenes. So we stayed in contact. The reason we did that is the infiltration was so bad in these group checks that you didn't know who was real and who wasn't. With these people, we developed solid relationships, friendships. We got to know kids' names, families' names, the whole 9 yards. We knew everybody was real. So it ran good. We got it together. We started Facebook pages. Everything was good. Everybody knew we had the Facebook pages. It was confirmed. We had made contact with Brian. Brian and whoever from the Maureen, whoever from the top. We made contact. It was good. It was solid. We were golden. We were going. We got state groups. So convoy takes off, comes across the United States, picking people up all along the way. I mean, it was beautiful. Anybody that's seen it, anybody that was part of it, it was tear-jerking. I had phone calls with people. And again, I'm just nobody in this thing. My heart got wrapped up in it, and I mean, it was just solid. That's what we were doing. So I had phone calls from people all over the world. I've got friends now from all over the world that just poured their hearts out. Just absolutely poured their hearts out into this thing. People have already lost, they had already lost family members over all this. It was deep. I met every single kind of walk of life through this movement. I mean, every type. There was every type involved in this. Well, it keeps going. It comes across the United States. I start a convoy from where I live in Kentucky. We had a big, we had businesses donating. We had donating their space, donating their food. Like it was crazy. So we took a convoy. We met the main convoy coming across into Indianapolis. So when it got to Indianapolis, that's when I met Brian for the first time. That's when I met Marcus for the first time. That's when I met everybody. I hadn't even met Marcus for the first time there. I'm lying. That was in Indianapolis. I didn't meet him. I met Brian and a bunch of other people that Brian was walking around with. It was cool. We hung out. I had a couple drinks. It was cool. It was the family and the feeling and the emotion and just the unity in Indianapolis was insane. You guys have seen the pictures, the drone footage that was recorded, of the flag, of all the trucks. I mean, it was insane. The noise, the love, I mean, to stand in the middle of all of those trucks and just feel the power of them just revving it up and blowing the horns and people screaming and cheering. It was amazing. It was insane. Anyway, so we go across there. That's the first time we all met up. That's the first time I met all these people I've been talking to for weeks at this point. And by weeks, I mean, when we were doing the telegram, we were up like 22 hours a day dealing with these groups, dealing with these people. And that's not a lie. When you would go to bed, you would, talk to one of the other states or all the other state leads, say, hey, man, I got to pass out. I got to get a couple of hours. And that's what it was. They took over. They watch a room for a couple of hours while you got to sleep, and we rotated like that. And that wasn't just at the state level. That was all the people behind the scenes. I don't want to. I'm not going to put nobody's name out there that isn't directly related to what this live is about. Some people invited me to put their names on here, and I'm gonna do that for you. But it was no sleep. It was the passion and the heart that went into it. So we go to Hagerstown. Hagerstown, same deal. If you went to Hagerstown, especially if you were there the first week, it was Indianapolis 2.0. It was just, it was insane. The amount of people there, the amount of love, the whole 9 yards. So, everything's riding tough. Everything's good. State groups were running solid. People were getting to know about it. People were learning. There's this whole plan of what's supposed to happen and how it's supposed to go down, and it's just, we were going to show Ottawa that their brothers and sisters to the south could do it better than they could. That's what we were doing. I mean, and it wasn't even a competition. It was the whole world wanted to do better in the next country, and the reason was because everybody wanted to win. We all wanted to take the country back. Everybody in the world wanted to take their country back. So that's what we're there to do. Well, it didn't go that way. We were all, like I said, the state groups were together. People were coming and going. I mean, the love was insane. Well, it's 2-3 weeks into it. And remember, guys, I'm telling you this stuff off of memory. I don't have no pen, no nothing in front of me. I had no intentions of doing this even 2 days ago. No, it wasn't even this morning at 6:30 this morning. 6:30 this morning. I'll start getting notifications about people just wanting to put their nose in places that it shouldn't be. But that's okay, because this needs to happen. I don't know why I keep going. So anyway, that's what it was. We're there for a few weeks. And Brian gets on stage. And Brian, listen, man, I don't know you. I assume you're going to watch this. I don't know you. I mean, I hope you're a good dude. I don't really know anything. Everything that I'm about to tell you, everything that I'm about to say to anybody that watches this is what I seen. This is what I felt. This is what I witnessed through this. This is what I seen. I don't care if anybody wants to run their mouth about me or any kind of threats or I don't care about none of that. So I just want to be clear on that. what I seen and what I felt and what I know is what happened, and that's what I'm telling right here. So, anyway, Brian, again, this is a few weeks into Hagerstown. Hey, get the dog. Get the dog. So Brian goes on stage and he announces. And let me say this too. I never watched any lives. I never watched nobody's live. I didn't follow like when the convoy first took off. I watched like Sasnak and Trucker G and the first responder and all them. Just everybody that was just following. Other than that, I never watched it. Once I met up with it in Indianapolis, I never watched it. So I've never, and still to this day, I've only seen probably 12 minutes of any live stream from any of that. So anyway, Brian gets on stage at one of the meetings, one of the daily meetings, and announces that they're going to have state groups, or they're working on state groups. They're setting up state groups on Facebook. So when we got word of that, and by we I mean me and some of the other state leads that I was still with, we got word of that. We had already went through Telegram. We had already went through that whole disaster. Brian said that they weren't related to him and they didn't have no connection to Telegram. They weren't on Telegram. That divided right there. Bow. That divided everybody that was following the People's Convoy. At that point, it divided. Boom, cut right in half. I don't know if he did this intentionally. I don't know what he was doing. But he did it once. And then he announced they were making state groups, which was going to do it twice. We knew it. We already fought through the first one. So we went, and I hadn't really, with the exception of being in passing, I had only talked to Marcus at that point. Like, I actually sat down and talked with him, got to know him around a fire where we were at in Hagerstown for probably 45 minutes. He's the only one that I talked to. The other state lead that I'm with had talked to several of them and had developed a much better relationship than I had with them. So this person said, man, we need to, I'm going to send them all a group text right now. And I'm going to let them know tomorrow we have to have a meeting. This has got to be straightened out. Well, the next morning, we chase Brian down. We find him, tell him. He said, come meet us come to the bus, meet us on the bus, and we'll talk about it. So we get there. It's me, and I'll tell you how many people was up there. There was 6 people on the bus, 3 people on phones, on speaker phones. On the bus, Brian was on the bus. Marcus was on the bus. Chris was on the bus. Scott was on the bus. Rebecca was on the phone. Actually, she was on Marcus's phone. The other 2 people, I had talked to one of them maybe twice. Good person. Fighting the same fight. We're going to rock this together. This person tells me about, because I let them know we're going to have this meeting. Well, this person is adamant, no, you got to bring this other person in. This other person is friends with Brian. This other person, like Brian, she's the one that's supposed to be setting up these state groups. Brian asked her to, the whole 9 yards. So I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter to me. I'll go ask them when we get on the bus. And if it is, if that's what it is, that's what it is. So it ended up being what it was. And that person was Carolyn Smith. So I never talked to Carolyn Smith. Never. Talked to the other person a couple times. So we get in there and we start having this meeting. And it turns out, and let me remind you, everybody knew we had these state groups already set up. I don't know how the ball got dropped, but everybody knew that. So we get in this meeting, and it's true. Brian asked Carolyn to set up state groups. I mean, that's what it was. So we're like, listen, this is what's going to happen. We've already been through it, because as soon, like, these people are already blowing our phones up because Brian announces that they're starting up state groups for all 50 states. So everybody that's been in these states are instantly wondering, have they been duped this whole time? They've been being lied to. Are the state groups that they're in fake? Immediately, that's what happens. So we continue with this meeting. We all come to an agreement. This agreement is, Brian's going to let everybody know that there's already state groups started. They're going to continue on. Carolyn and whoever she was going to have help her, we're going to set up Travis. They were going to set up these state groups. But in these state groups, Brian forcefully nominated, for real. And by forcefully, I mean he just got a little bit loud. He ain't forced nothing, for real. He just got a little bit loud, that's all. But it was Brian. It was Mark. Brian was not doing it. He didn't want to be in the Facebook groups. He didn't want to. He just didn't want to do it. I don't blame him. Like, already under a lot of stress. Already had. I mean, dude was getting calls everywhere, giving interviews everywhere. Dude's a great speaker. Like, dude's a great representative, for real. Like, if he uses it right. And I personally don't think he does. Again, I don't know the guy. I've only worked with him through the People's Council. So it was agreed that somebody from that bus was going to be in every single state group page on every platform. And that's how the people would know that it was real, that was the real group. So the agreement, everybody on that bus, and when I say everybody, hand to God, I stopped everybody and said, if this is what we agree on, we're going to go around the room and everybody's going to say yes. Everybody said yes. Even the people on the phone. Everybody agreed. That's what it was. So, with that, with the Marcus was going to be in every group. Marcus or Chris would be in every group. Then we went to the next order of business, which was what's going to happen with state groups. Again, another deal was Carolyn Smith and her friends, or whoever she had working with her setting up these state groups, were going to get the state group started, the page, find a state lead for that state, and remove themselves from that state. That's what it was. That was the deal. And I don't care what anybody says. That was the deal. There may be 2 people that disagree with me that were on that bus. Anybody else that wasn't on that bus, Kevin Gall, you wasn't on that bus, player. You wasn't on that bus. You have no idea. So there's only 2 people that I know that are denying that. That was the deal. They start them and they back away. Why? Because apparently there was bad history. They had tried this once. There was bad history. So that's what it came to. It had to be an actual agreement. That's what it was. So the agreement was made. I was leaving that day. It was a Sunday. I was leaving that day. Brian was leaving that day. Some of you may have heard. It doesn't even matter what you heard. I'm putting out there facts that I've seen that I know. I was leaving that day. Brian was leaving that day. I'm not sure if people knew that Brian was leaving that day. They may have. Again, I didn't watch the lives. I didn't really go to the meetings, so I don't really know. But I know there was concern among us that knew he was leaving. Because he's got a following. Dude, you got a lot of people that like you, man. You do. And I hope everything that I see and everything that I'm talking about, that I know I've seen, I hope maybe I've just seen it wrong. Because for real, you got a lot of people, man, that look up to you. And everybody knows it. So we knew when he leaves, people need answers. Not only that, they need a new leader. Right? That's not how it went. It came out he had to go home to go with his family. Like, that's what it was. Cool. Everybody got it. Everybody understood it. Like, everybody knew. Everybody had been gone. Everybody was, like, invested. And I met people that, from the other side of the country, that literally lost families over that. I lost a whole relationship over it. I was in a relationship for 2 years. Lost it. I'm not mad about losing it. Don't get me wrong. It was a blessing. But lost it nonetheless over that. So a lot of people had stuff invested. Understandable. He had to go home and see them kids. His girls. Very beautiful girls. Very beautiful family. And then he needed money. He was broke, like the rest of us. Him and Mike, both of them, were struggling. Like, they own these trucks. They got overhead. Most people don't understand how much that overhead is on these trucks. Like, it'll blow your mind how much it costs to keep these trucks operational. So that was understandable. Like, it got to the point where and Mike probably doesn't know about it, Brian probably doesn't know about it, Marcus probably doesn't, none of them probably know about it, but we knew the struggle. We knew what was going on with them. And they were the face of this movement. They were the one pulling this through the United States. They were on stage. Marcus, Chris, they were backstage. They were behind the scenes, where they were supposed to be. Brian and Mike were the faces of it. And that's what it was. So, a bunch of us got together and started trying to figure out a way to try to raise some money and help them pay their IFTA or whatever, their tax, whatever they had to pay on their trucks, whatever it was to keep their business going. It didn't happen. I don't even remember why it didn't happen, but whatever it was. So anyway, so we were leaving. We left that day. Well, I don't know if Brian knows it or not. I don't know if you know it, bro. But that day that you left, when you left, you broke not just the people that was there that day, or the people that were in Hagerstown, but everybody that knew what was going on, everybody that was following the People's Convoy. When you left, you cut half of them out. Just facts, bro. Just facts. You cut half of them out. So that's number 3, right? Third time he did something that took half the people. Is it intentional after 3 times? I don't know. I don't know if it's intentional or not. But everybody was broke. Brian left. Half people left. People gave up. The plans didn't go like they were supposed to. Nobody went to Hagerstown to camp out in a speedway parking lot for 3 weeks or however long we were there. 4 weeks, I don't even remember. That's not what nobody signed up for. Nobody wanted to go on an extended camping trip. Nobody. Nobody wanted to go on that extended camping trip. But it was time. People had to go home. People had to go take care of their affairs. So Brian left. What do? So it goes to the people, right? We still got the agreement. We're still running the state pages. We're not giving up. We're not done. So it goes to the people. I'm about to tell you. Again, I don't watch live streams. But if you find day 33 of the People's Convoy, the meeting for day 33, and you watch it, 17 minutes and 10 seconds, you'll hear the vote. Everybody voted to go to California. The only reason I say that is because I'm sick of people saying they didn't vote. I'm sick of people saying that's not what it was. If you were there and you didn't vote to go to California, you didn't have to go. Majority won. I still ain't even watched that video. Right? I just got people that make me notes. Give it to me. I'm surrounded by a lot of good people. A lot of really, really great people. But you can go check it out. So the people left. I just want to say that. They voted. They left. So, start heading back across country. All the way across. Great. It was fun, man. It was fun. Like, all the different places we stopped. It was just fun. It had lost a lot of momentum. It lost a lot of people. It lost a lot of important people. Not to say the people that were still there weren't important. Everybody's equally important. But it lost a lot of people that had really good intentions and were going to do a lot of really good things. So it gets back across all the way to California. On the way, I met Carolyn for the first time in New Mexico. I don't remember the town we stopped in New Mexico, but that's where I met her first. And it was cool. We're both hard-headed. We bumped heads a lot, but we agreed we were going to work together. It was hard. It was a struggle, and really it never worked. We never made it happen. We couldn't make it happen. Just two bull-headed dominant people, I guess. But it didn't happen. Well, we get to California and start talking with Carolyn. And I start learning about the past of everybody involved. All the organizers. About their other organization that they started. About what they do, who they are. And then, you know, you start hearing the grimy stuff about people. Right? That starts coming out. And then people start turning against each other. And 9 times out of 10, like if you're pointing your finger at somebody and talking smack about them, there's a good chance they can do the same thing to you. You're just trying to air out some laundry for some reason. Don't make no sense. But anyway, nonetheless. And a lot of people have seen the text messages between me and Carolyn. And Carolyn's good. Carolyn's good. If you know anything about me, I've been playing games, stupid games, but games, all my life. And I got pretty good at them. You heard the phrase, game recognizes game? Yeah. Carolyn's good. Carolyn's good. So we're talking. She starts feeding me trash. She starts telling me how last time this stuff got started like this, Brian bailed. Just like he did this time. It's what he does. Starts talking about, don't trust Marcus. I don't trust Chris. She don't trust all these different people. They've worked together and she ain't trust. Marcus was doing some bad things before. He did shady, whatever it was. Well, as good as she was, I seen through her. It probably took me a day, maybe two, maybe even longer than that. She's pretty good. I give you that, Carolyn. You're a good grimy old lady. You're good at that. You got a lot of people. And I'm about to read some messages from some people that you got too, that you convinced you was good people. We believed you. You was good. So, me, Carolyn, and there's a couple other people. We was talking. We was learning all this stuff. We was figuring out who everybody was. Well, what Carolyn, I don't think, understood was the people that I'd been working with up to this point had been through all of this with me. We didn't talk to people. We still don't talk to people without vetting them first. I mean, background checks, checking friends. We vet people. Well, when Carolyn starts bringing up all this stuff, we say, you know what? The entire American people's heart is at stake. We better make sure that she's not lying, or that she's lying. We better make sure that she's not telling the truth. We need to find out what kind of people Chris and Marcus really are, and Mike. And Brian already showed us who he was. We already knew who Brian was. Like, Brian showed his colors pretty quick. So anyway, we all agreed, we're removing everybody. Marcus, Chris, every admin or moderator. And remember, we made a deal that Marcus and or Chris would be in every state group, just so that to show that it was legit. Every state group. So after these conversations with Carolyn and a couple other people, and trying to, just like, all right, hold on, let's really figure out who these people are. We removed everybody out of our groups. Everybody that was an admin or a moderator was booted. Well, once that happened, and the heat got turned up, and Marcus and Chris and Mike started realizing that Carolyn was running a back door on them, right? Then they started exposing it and started putting it out there. At this point, we had already looked pretty deep into them. We had already gotten a pretty good feeling about them, a lot better feeling than we had about them. So as soon as that happened, Mike Landis, yes. So as soon as that happened, obviously they came to us, and this is when we really started getting crazy. So the fact is, Marcus and Brian and Mike and Chris, Scott, a whole bunch of people. But at the end of the day, that's who was left. It was their group. It was their everything. Like, it was theirs. Like, they that was the name on the front, that was the face, that was the reputation, that was everything. So it was only right that they get put in their groups. Period. Whether we trusted them or not. It's their groups. It's their name. Their name's on it. And I know people argue that, nah, it's the people's name and it's the country. You're right. It was all of us, but they're the ones that are responsible and liable for that. And if we didn't like it, We go start our own movement. We didn't steal our groups. We didn't steal our people, because the people that were in those groups were there to follow these people, to follow Marcus and Brian and Mike and the People's Convoy. That's what they were there for. And if we didn't like the leaders of the People's Convoy, we go start our own convoy. We go do our own thing. So that's what it was. They were in there. They went back in there. Well, can't say that for all them state groups, because Carolyn Smith went against every agreement we had, everything we talked about, and stole the groups. She changed the name. Now, hold on, because you did, Carolyn, change the name because Marcus and Chris told you you better change the name because you locked everybody out of it. That's like cyber kidnapping. If that's a thing, it probably is. But that's what happened. She locked the groups. A couple days later, maybe a couple weeks, whatever, she changed the name to the People's Movement. Like I said, she's good. She is good. I give her credit. She is good. So that's where the state groups go. And we changed. We did change, or the group that I was with and that I was working with, we did change the names. We changed the names as soon as all of that, well, once they got back in Hagerstown and it blew up, we changed the group names. But we left Marcus and Chris and any of them that was in there, stayed in there. But we changed it because we took a toll of our people, and not all 2,300 people or whatever's in Ohio group or all whatever, because not everybody's active. Everybody knows that. But the people that want to participate and answer the question, do you want the name to change, or do you want to continue to be part of the People's Convoy and see how this goes? Because everybody knows it ended crazy. Everybody felt better about changing the name, so we changed the name. We didn't do it secretly. We didn't do it behind nobody's back. We had a talk. Like grown folk, we had a talk with Chris and Marcus, and they knew. They knew what it was. They weren't mad about it because of the way it ended. Because they didn't want the people to suffer. They didn't want the people to lose all hope and fight. So if that's what they had to do, was step back, they was willing to do that until the truth came out, until everything came out and exposed, and their names were clean, and whatever it was. Which there's a lot of people in the saying that I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, so that's where the whole other half of the United States went. Was Carolyn Smith created groups using the name the People's Convoy, got them filled up with people, and changed the name, and taken the people with her. Right? That happened. That's fact. Factual. That is actually what happened. That happened. So, there's that. We make it back, and listen, when all this is going on, I don't know how many. I drive a truck. I drive a truck all around the country. If any of you guys are friends with me, you see that I post, I check in all over the country. I remember when all of this was coming out and all of this was getting situated. I don't know if you've been to New Mexico, but I drove on 40 clear across the state of New Mexico on phone conference with Marcus, and Everybody that had anything to do with any of the leadership, anything that was going on, we were on the phone for the entire state of New Mexico. That's like 6 hours. The entire time. I'm on the phone, dropping calls because it goes through, the different rocks and mountains and formations and stuff. So I'm losing calls and calling back in. 6 hours. And then on into the night. So they get back. We finally make it back to Hagerstown. They get back to Hagerstown. I'm running loads. I got to make money. I ain't got no money. I dropped my couple grand, my few grand when it all started, and I had to work. That's just what it was. I had to go to work. I was catching up where I could catch up with them. He gets back to Hagerstown. It's different, right? I had an event in Ohio. I don't even remember the town in Ohio. But we had a whole nother event coming back across the United States. People showed up without Brian Peel there. People showed up all over the United States without him. People were there. I wasn't in Hagerstown when we got back. I don't watch lives. I told you guys that. I don't watch lives. I don't follow them people. I don't have time for it, to be honest with you. I just don't. I got like a life that is, I work 100 hours a week. 100 hours a week. I don't have time to watch other people's lives or watch other people's, I just don't have time for it. Well, it turns out somebody said something somewhere along the lines. Stuff went crazy. Everybody had to bail. Marcus had to bail. Chris had to bail. Hagerstown was over. Like I said, I don't really know what happened. I wasn't there. I've been told what was happening, but I'm not here to do any kind of hearsay or anything like that. So, whatever happened, happened. As soon as it happened, I was at dinner. I'll never forget. I was at dinner. Downtown Cincinnati, in fact. I was having dinner right on the river. And Marcus calls me. That's when I find out what's going on. So I'm like, man, what do you do? So it ended. So everybody, after all this, all these months and all these time and all this money that everybody sinks into it, it's it. It ends. That's it. Just like that. Nothing happened. We didn't solve nothing. We didn't fix nothing. We got laughed at a bunch. We got called a bunch of names. Pretty sure our government played a bunch of things. We look like fools. That's what happened. That's how it ended. Everybody's mad. Nobody knows who they're mad at. A whole bunch of people are telling lies. Any live streamers watching this that know you bent the story or know that you was pushing some lies, you're weak. You're weak. I'll say that. I've been asked by a lot of people to use my pastor voice for this and not my trucker voice. But you're weak. You're weak, and you know who you are, because you was there covering. You know who was right, who was wrong. We're fighting against fake news. We're fighting against being censored. And you guys, you know who you are. Not all of you. And I don't even know the good ones' names. I don't know the bad ones' names either. Again, I don't follow none of them. I ain't got time for that. I work. I was working for the convoy. I wasn't filming. So you know who you was. But you're weak. Nonetheless, you started telling lies. You started spreading rumors that you knew was fake. And at the end of the day, that's what made it so crazy. That's what blew it up so crazy. It was the fake news that we had traveling with us. So everybody goes home. And not everybody. There's a lot of people benefited from the convoy. A lot of people, it gave them a place to live. It gave them food to eat. And that was cool. That was cool. Because all the American people came together. It didn't matter if you was broke or had millions of dollars. And there was a few of them there that had millions of dollars. You came together, and everybody ate. Everybody ate together. So when it ended, them people like felt betrayed, getting told all kind of foolishness, whatever it was. Anyway, so that's what it is. Everybody goes home. Everybody's broke. Everybody's just struggling, man. Trying to make up for the thousands of dollars they just invested. All the time they invested, everything they sacrificed, just trying to put everything back together. Nobody's got money. People selling RVs, people selling bikes, people selling cars. I sold a truck. I sold a $10,000 truck for $4,000. The person that bought it from me and knew what he paid for it is in the chat room. Sold a $10,000 truck for $4,000. Just to go. Everybody's broke. I told you I was already back to work. I couldn't hang. I had to go to work. So everybody goes home broke. Nobody's got nothing. Everybody's selling nothing. Everybody's selling everything they got. Like some of them drivers had to get loads just to make it home from California. Like they had to find loads just so that they could make money to get home. Yeah. So it's crazy. So about a month after that, and listen, Brian, again, I don't know you, man. I don't know you for real. We met a couple times. We had some drinks before. Like, made you some food, cooked you some burgers and stuff. It was good, man. It was good meeting you. I ain't gonna lie and say it wasn't good meeting you. Like I said, you might be a really good dude. And I don't know. I'm telling you exactly what I've seen. I'm not giving you no assumptions or nothing else. But I did see that after you left, after everybody left, everybody was broke. You had to go to work, you had to pay taxes, Mike had to go to work, he had to pay taxes, everybody had to go do their thing. I know I did see, Brian, you posting a brand new Harley Davidson that you just bought. Oh, and let me not forget, Brian, and you should be telling the people that, man. This is crazy I got to put you on blast like this, man. I'm going to be honest. I usually don't do this. But I hang out with grown men. I hang out with real people. They stand up. They stick their chest out. They admit when they're wrong. Maybe you're not wrong. If you're not, prove me I'm wrong. I stick my chest out and say I'm wrong. But you got your brand new bike. I think you got your brand new truck. Was that a side-by-side I seen, I think you posted? A house? I think, in fact, and no, I won't. But in fact, I believe, I can only assume, again, this is complete assumption, that the house you was in the other day, or whenever it was, that you took a picture, holding a hammer, wearing a shirt that said hashtag FK Marcus, talking about working on your house. I can only assume that's the house you bought. Now, I'm not the greatest man at math. If you ask my friends, I'm pretty good at it. But I ain't the greatest. But I've never been broke, even little broke. Hell, I ain't never had a couple dollars in my pocket, not even all the way broke, not even a little bit broke. Never been able to go in 30 days buy me a brand new bike. Never got to buy a new truck. Didn't buy no house after 30 days of being broke. So I'm not sure. But, again, I don't really know you, man. Carolyn, I don't really know you either. Carolyn, you're dirty. Oh, speaking of which, let me wear that. Let me go and read this for you real quick, Carolyn. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna put it out there. And Carolyn, she probably knows who this is from. But this is a message. Hold on, give me one break, okay? I'm super parched. 5 minute break. Y'all need to get something to drink? 5 minutes. Man, I broke my thumb. My boy Travis knows what I'm drinking. Like a man. Well, oh, calm down, Judy. I'm not, Brian, let me make this clear. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm, Carolyn, you for sure did some bull stuff. You stole them groups. You stole them. You made an agreement, a handshake agreement. It was over the phone, but that was a handshake agreement. You gave your word. You didn't agree with what they was doing, you should have left. You don't take the people, you don't take the group. Left, walk away. You're dirty. You're dirty, Carolyn, for real. And I don't care. Let me reiterate in case some people are starting to watch now that didn't see before. Listen, I don't care about any kind of inbox message, about any kind of phone call, about any kind of anything. You want to know who I am? You can look me up. I promise you. So I'm not worried about none of that, like any of this empty stuff, Brian. I know you got some followers. Some people like you, Brian. I'm not worried about that. So I just want to be clear on that. Carolyn, you're shady. You're dirty. You're dirty. You know what you did. You lied. You stole. You stole the people. You divided the entire country. You divided it. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to read this real quick. That's right. Let me put this out there. Like I said, she'll know who it's from, probably. Right. Again, I ain't saying nobody took anything. Except Carolyn. She took the people. But nobody else. Like, I wasn't on the bus. I wasn't a national organizer. I didn't see no books. I didn't see none of that. I don't know nothing about none of that. So, I don't know what happened. I'm just telling you facts. But let me read this. These couple of messages. Because remember, I put a calling out on Facebook. Y'all seen that? It says, "Hi, hon. I just want to say I owe you all a huge apology. I'm so very sorry for any help I provided to Carolyn." And this is sent. Let me see if this is sent. When this is sent. I don't set a date. Oh yeah, it does. May 8th. May 8th at 1:21 p.m. Hi, hon. Leo, calm down, man. Hi, hon. I just want to say I owe you all a huge apology. I'm so very sorry for any help I provided to Carolyn. It took a few months, but I'm fully aware of how wrong I was in believing her lies. I really did think I was protecting her from you guys. Protecting her from you guys. It seems like a David and Goliath situation. I am sorry to you, Chris, Marcus, and anyone else that got caught up in this mess. Hi there. Thank you for sharing with me. This is the person that, received the message. Hi there. Thank you for sharing with me. I'm sorry you got wrapped up in all that. I was sad because I really loved our conversation and think you're a great person. I hope you're doing well. Person A. I am being smeared by Carolyn at the moment, so not a good time. But she will find somebody else to hate on soon enough. I am very sorry for my part in all this. I was certainly protective of her. Person B. The truth always prevails in these kind of situations. Don't let what she's saying or doing bother you. It's her problem. And she has to lay her head on her pillow at night knowing what she's doing and done. Person A. LOL. It's not what she is saying. It's the whole thing in general. I feel stupid. Person B. Well, what happened sucks. But all we can do is continue to move forward and try to laugh about whatever we can in these situations. Person A. I texted everyone I had numbers for. I sent Chris a message on Facebook because I'm not sure which number is hers. If you would either have her look at the Facebook message or forward this message to her, I would appreciate it. You cannot believe how many people I'm having to apologize to. I know it doesn't fix it, but it's what I can do at this point. I did text Marcus. Person B. I sent a text to everyone earlier and let them know you've reached out. Again, I'm sorry you got caught up in the situation. Person A. I'm sorry. I willingly took part in it. She has that victim card down pat. Did y'all hear me? Let me make sure this mic's cleaned off here. That's not really a mic, I'm just playing. She has that victim card down pat. And I have always been a pit bull protector for victims. She brought in so many people to back up her story. I just couldn't comprehend that. That many people would lie. Person B. Oof. That sucks big time. I don't even know what her story was or is. Just had to keep going regardless. Person A. Her story isn't important. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm going to stay out of all of it for a while. I need to regroup. This is a person, very close person to Carolyn, that once she realized what was going on, sent out messages to everybody she could think of, apologizing for her actions when she was working with Carolyn. Carolyn, you're dirty. I don't care. I tell you to your face. I tell you to your face and anybody standing behind your face. You're dirty. What you did was dirty. It was wrong. Brian, what you did, you split our groups up. You split the people's convoy up. You made a commitment. A commitment, bro. I think you said one time you was in the military. Somebody said you was in the military. Maybe you wasn't, man. I didn't pay that much attention to you, man. Either way, you made a commitment to the American people. You let them follow you. How about that P.O. box that you had? That you had set up and had people sending you money. I don't know where that money went. Let me be clear on that. You may have gave all that money to TPC, to the non-profit that was collecting the money, and maybe you got beat out of that money too. Maybe you did. Maybe nobody sent you no money. Maybe you just put a P.O. box, gave somebody a P.O. box, or maybe, like you told some of the other people, it was just one person. Only one person. Nobody else. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I know you had a P.O. box. You know you had a P.O. box. Other people knew you had a P.O. box. People love you. We can only assume from there. Not my business. That's between you and God. That's between you and God, bro. But what you did, you made that commitment to the American people, talking all that good stuff. And you bounced, man. You ran. You ran like a coward. You left all the people. You left all the people. You could have stood up on that stage and you could have said, listen, everybody, because it don't matter what group it was. There's people in that group that followed you, man. You got good words. You got slick mouth. You're good at public speaking, man. You're good at convincing people of stuff. I'm not saying your heart's not in the right place. I am saying I think you're a coward and you get scared and you run when stuff gets serious. And again, I give you an address. I'm saying what I'm saying on the internet. Let everybody share. What you did to the American people, what you did to this movement, not once, not twice, not 3 times, baby, 4 effing times, bro. That's weak. And then, maybe you got a good reason for how you just came into a bunch of money to buy all that stuff. Maybe your old lady, maybe her dad bought it for you. So, I'm pretty sure the truck he bought was from him, so I don't think he'd buy his own truck from him for you. That'd just be called giving you a truck. Or maybe you just made up a lie. Maybe you just said you bought the truck, but really gave it to you. Maybe you was broke. Maybe you had no money. Maybe somebody else bought you that stuff. I'm giving you a bunch of outs, man. Giving you a bunch of outs. You should be a man and tell the truth, no matter what the truth is, man. Because I don't know what the truth is. I don't know. It's not my business. I know what I've seen. That's all I'm putting out there. I hope you had a nest egg, man. I hope you was a smart kid and a smart young adult and put money back and saved some money. And you just broke into that stash. It's supposed to be retirement, but you know, you had to get it. I get it. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you either way. It don't even matter to me. Don't even matter. It ain't none of my money. None of it is. My money, all of my money, all of the money that I got by selling what I sold to get there, and what other people sponsored me with, and what other people donated with, I got witnesses. All my dollars was spent on food to feed the people, the hungry people, to keep the movement going. I don't know what you was doing. I know you were staying in some hotels, though. I know most people probably had no idea about that, man. I don't mean to keep throwing you out there. Sorry about that. Psych. I ain't sorry. You're soft. You're weak. You stay in hotels, man. You got these people out in Hagerstown, man. It was like, remember them nights? And it was like, I think you went on stage talking about, man, help these people out. If you can spare a couple dollars or let them sleep in your camper or, you know, whatever you can do. I think that was you that got on stage talking about that. All them people staying on the floor in their tents. Where was you at? Where was you hanging out at? Where'd you stay at? I'm just saying, man. It's been a year. Nobody's getting answers. People deserve this. This isn't for nothing. Look, I'll be honest with you. The people that are watching this for real isn't even, like, what I'm doing right now, it isn't for none of it. It's for the people that are out here hard-working Americans. Red-blooded Americans that didn't have time to show up. So they donated money. And they spent their free time watching it and following it. It's for the people that came home from work and there wasn't no more, like, good stuff on the live streams. It was all crazy. That are just sitting at their house wondering what happened. Like, what's going on? Like, Ottawa had their people on them. They had them on their heels up there. These other countries. Had their governments on the hill. Again, I don't really have time in my brain or space to like fill it up with other stuff because I'm a busy guy. I work hard. But there's other countries out there that was overthrowing their stuff, man. That was taking over. Our people thought we was going to do that. That was the plan. But it didn't happen. American spirits got broken. They got broken. That's what this is for. Those are the people that this is for. For the people that need answers. That's all the answers I got. I'm be honest, kind of rambling at this point. I wasn't on that bus all the time. I mean, you wasn't either. You was in a hotel or whatnot. But you was talking to them, though. Like, Marcus and Chris, y'all was still talking and stuff. You showed up to get that on that stage, though. Get them people, man. You got a hype, didn't you, man? You love that, didn't you? All them people loving on you and stuff. Yeah. You're still soft, man. You're still weak. That's pathetic. You left all these American people. You could have stood on that stage and brought everybody together. Brought everybody together. You could have cleared up all the confusion. But you're not. You didn't. And the whole story about, oh, you was coming back. I was coming back to the convoy. They told me I can't come back. I was coming back. That's a lie. And you know that's a lie. And I know that's a lie. And there's a bunch of other people that know that's a lie. You wasn't coming back. You very clearly said you wasn't coming back. All the way to the point that you said you was going to release a statement letting people know you weren't coming back because everybody's wondering, when's Brian coming back? But you never released it. You forced the hands of your other organizers, of your other brothers and sisters that were supposed to be there with you. You guys were supposed to, you're supposed to lead us, man. I don't follow many people, man. You were supposed to lead. You bounced. You bounced. And I'll say it. And the only reason I say this is because y'all's brother, and this ain't the first time y'all gonna beef a little bit, or the first time you're gonna be like, damn, that's crazy. But your brother, I ain't gonna say his name, you know exactly who he is. I already said his name before. He's the one that told me you did that shit the last time, that stuff the last time. He did, personally, straight from his mouth told me that. You bounce. Your friend, Carolyn Smith, she told me that. Straight out of her mouth, you bounce, man. Starts getting a little scary, you bounce. She was in the military, man. Man, I hope you was different. Hope you was different. Because that'd be crazy if you was over there and you just like, look what I can do, and disappear. That'd be crazy. Just leaving people out there. That's what happened. I was with the People's Convoy. I was helping organize. I was rallying people. I was getting stuff together. I fought my way. My people in Ohio will tell you. I pulled them all behind. Pulled them all to the back and said, listen, here's the deal. I don't know if what these people are on Telegram, if they're real. But I'm going to find out. And I promise you, you can ask these people. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, man. Love that. For sure. For sure. And Brian, man, listen. Man, a lot of people love you, man. You got a lot of people loves you. A lot of people loved you, man. And people will still love you. And again, I don't know. All I know is what I just said. What I seen personally, that's all I know for sure. But you know more. You know more. You've got answers. That's all the people want is answers. Just come clean. Like Carolyn's fake. Her stories are wrong. Don't nobody believe her. But people care about you, man. Like you got a lot of people that really care about you. Like love you. Like you could go on one of your lives right now and say, hey, I'm broke, my electric getting shut off. How much your electric bill? $350. You had $3,500 sitting on your table in, what do you think, about 30 minutes? 45 minutes? These people love you, man. And you left them. You abandoned them. You didn't give a clear answer. And I get it. Nerves get to you sometimes. I get it. Sometimes you get ashamed. You knew the effects it had. You know what people feel about you. Just throw some answers out there. Answer some phone calls, man. Just be honest. Like, just let everybody know what was going on. That's all the people want. I don't know much. I don't know a lot. I just told everybody everything I know. Not everything, like, you know, there was stuff. Listen, man, this is the craziest year of my life. That was the craziest 3 months of my life. And if you check my record, I had some crazy months in my life. Lots of months. Lots of crazy months. But that was crazy. I never experienced nothing like that. Never seen nothing like that. And I do want to say this, just because this dude, this dude disappointed me real bad. Me personally. Kevin Gall. I got some funny stories about Kevin Gall. Me and Kevin got kind of close. We got to be good friends. Kevin was good people. I thought it was good. Kevin got wrapped up with Carolyn. And Carolyn put that message, whatever, in that thread I put on Facebook, whatever. I got my notifications turned off on that, by the way. So I did that so anybody can talk smack or say what they want, because I don't really care. It don't bother me, and I got other stuff to do. But when I told Carolyn, I was putting her on blast, and I was going to put what I know about what I seen with Brian and Kevin Gall. What I seen with him. Kevin, man, you're a cool nerd, man. You are. You're like a cool nerd, man. You was cool. You got a cool camper. Like, you're good people, man. Let me take that back. I ain't gonna say that. I take that back, man. That's just usually what I say to people that I compliment. You know what I mean? But you was cool, man. And then you came out with that lie. And you knew the truth. But you came out with that lie. Remember that lie? Fisher, man, listen. Yes, sir, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you on here, Fisher. But you released that live, man. And you lied. About everything. Everything. I should have put my people on that and pulled that up if I could still find it. You may have taken it down, maybe didn't. I don't know. You're a nerd, so I know you got to back those somewhere, Flair. You know that. But you came out with that lie. After even knowing the truth, you came out with that lie. And I called you. And I got that phone call recorded, bro. And I told you. Because you were my guy. You were my dude. I told you, man, listen. Everything you said's a lie. It was wrong. Could you please take that down? Or at least go out there and let people know that everything you said in that live was secondhand information that you had got from Carolyn? Like, just do that. Remember that? That's all I asked. Like, just clean it up. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's what we're fighting for. Carolyn's entitled to feel however she wants to feel about whoever she wants to feel that way. She hates me, man. She hates my guts. It's funny. I love haters. I feed off of haters. It drives me. Right? It makes me feel good about myself when I got haters. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right. It's just the way it is. And like a good friend of mine said, she had it in her office. Sign it said, hustle so hard that your haters ask if you're hiring. I take that with me. But you lie. You straight lie, man. And you know it. I got it on audio tape. And 2 witnesses are sitting next to me. That's how I got on audio tape. But it's what it is, man. That's what it is. Like people work really hard. You know that. You know that, Brian. Mike knows that. You know how I know you guys know that? Because both y'all worked really hard for this. Both you guys put in your heart and soul into this. Marcus, you know that dude went on that trip, and I might be wrong. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But what I know, what I know, Marcus went on that convoy and never went home until it was over. Months. Dedicated his entire life. Put his wife on hold. Put his kid on hold. Maybe I'm misinformed about that. Maybe he did get to see his kid and his wife every now and again. Hell, maybe they was in that bus with him. But everything that I know, and everything that I've seen, and all the people I talked to, that dude sat on that bus for 4 months. Chris, months, man. These people dedicated your life. Brian, you dedicated your life, man. You was there for it. I mean, you was sleeping on like service sleepers in the hotels and whatnot, but you was there, man. Your face was all over it. Mike was out there. You got to sacrifice some stuff, man. But the American people want to know what happened. They want to know what happened. Like, a lot of people in the world, especially nowadays, don't have time to do this kind of stuff. They don't have time to do it. So they just want to support people that do have time to do it. Because they want it to happen. They want us to have our country back. The American people want all of this crazy stuff to stop. And Brian, man, listen, man. You talk, man. People listen. People come see you. You're right, Kim. A lot of people do. You know, and this is just pure speculation and assumption, and just a wild ass guess, wild butt guess. If you calculated the amount of hours that people volunteer to make this happen, you included, Brian, you included, Carolyn, Kevin, Mike, Marcus. If you calculated the amount of hours that were volunteered to go into this, that payroll, it'd be a couple $100 million. Because I know a lot of the people that I met are worth a lot of money. And if you paid them hourly what they was worth, you're talking several $100,000. Several $100 million. I'm sorry. Several $100 million. That's how many hours we in this. So, I guess that's kind of all I got. Brian, this ain't personal, man. This ain't personal. For a year I've been asking. I've been being asked. What happened? Man, you know a potential governor brought me on his TV show and interviewed me before the convoy left, just a couple days before the convoy left California. I'm still friends with him. People want to know what happened. You know I had a rally at a cafe in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. The owners of that cafe are Canadian. They got stuck in Canada when them borders got closed. Their daughters had to run these two bakeries down here by themselves. They hosted a rally for this. And when I say hosted, I mean they donated food out of their kitchen. They collected supplies. They sent me to Indianapolis with an entire pull behind U-Haul full, packed full of supplies, ready to fight. They're not even Americans. They're Canadian. They're Americans for real. They're our people. I love them people. Heart and soul, paychecks, life savings, winning that stuff. And all you guys know it. I'm only going to agree with John because you guys started this stuff. We was just fine sitting down here. Most of the people down here just smoke weed, don't even do nothing. Y'all up there starting fights with the government. We ain't going to sit by and watch. Effing Canadians. Got the whole world ready to fight their government. But hands down, best experience I've ever had in my life. Without a doubt. I've never seen so much love. I've never seen so many people care. I met people that I never would have crossed paths with, like not in a million years. My life and their life, what they was gonna like, never in a million years was our lives supposed to cross paths, but they did. You know what? We're the same people. They got a whole lot more money than me, and they're smarter than me, and they wasn't as dumb as I was growing up. But we're the same people. And we all came together. And we all supported. And then it fell apart. And I don't want to point the finger at any one person, or any two people, or even three people. But what happened, bro? What happened? Like, I think you drive a truck now. You're only home on the weekends anyway. I mean, you're owner-operator, so you might get home a little bit more than that. We're built for this stuff. Made for it. I get you miss your family. Go see them. But you don't leave a whole country with their hands in their pockets, wondering what's next, what we do next. And I know you're out there giving speeches And you're out there meeting up with, whoever you're meeting up with and making connections, man. Listen, I hope you become a millionaire off of some job you get from some dude you meet throughout because you do, man. You speak good. You raise people's spirit. People like you. You got 14,000 people on Facebook. I don't follow you nowhere else. So I don't know what you got over other places. 14,000, man. Like, lightweight makes you famous. You're not as big of a deal as Marcus. But 14,000 kind of makes you almost. You're getting up there, buddy. So I don't know. Brian, I hope you see us. And I hope all you guys see us. I hope everybody that has stood up and has gathered people and has gotten people together. I hope all you guys see this. And I hope that whatever your conclusion is on what you think happened or how it got resolved, and hopefully we get some answers. But we're all red-blooded Americans. Everybody got to come together. Like, people will forgive you. And I'm talking to anybody that's watching this right now. You do wrong in life, people will forgive you. I can prove it. People will forgive you. Everybody needs answers. So, I don't see nobody asking no questions or nothing in the comments. Like I said, I don't really know much anyway. I know Carolyn, you're a snake, man. You're good at it. You're good at it. You should work for the feds. Maybe you do. I don't know. But, man, you talk about infiltrate. You talk about get on the inside and convince some people. Should I read their messages again? Yeah. You're dirty, man. That was wrong. What you did was wrong. And that's, listen. You had me for like a day or something. Maybe longer, like I said. You was good, man. You was good. I don't want to give you all the credit, though, because I ain't really know Marcus or any of them, so what you're saying, I give you the benefit of the doubt. I ain't going to give you all the credit that you was that good. But you're pretty good, man. Dundas. Listen, all I'll say about that woman is she crazy. Like, I don't really know nothing else about her. I know she gets hype, and she's like Brian. She got people that follow her. But it's weird, though, with her, because, like, a lot of people follow her, but everybody I talk to said they hate her, and she's crazy. So I'm not really sure. But I don't want to address that too much. Plus, she got a little bit of money, and, she might know something I don't know. She might sue me or something, because she's hungry for money. She's thirsty. Old Dundas is thirsty. But, So I can't really answer a whole lot of things, man. Because I don't really know. I told you everything I know. Kevin, that's crazy, man. You straight bold-faced lie to the whole United States. Just straight lie, like you don't even care. Like, screw it. I'll just go lie to everybody. Right here. On this live, I'll just go lie. Then go hang out in your black like camera, get smoked out, not even like forget that there's even a country with people in it. I'm glad I met all you guys, though. I'm with you, Mike. We ain't really hung out and talked a whole bunch, man. And but I know how you think and I know how you feel. And I'm with you. Like everybody wants to do peaceful, but I'll quote somebody that probably most everybody on here don't even like. But Obama, Barack Obama, said one time, nothing has ever changed in the United States. And I'm not quoting him because I don't remember exactly what he said. I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast. Hell, I probably didn't eat breakfast. Nothing's ever changed in the United States without a fire. Barack Obama said that. Women's rights, they got crazy. All the movements. Anytime anything's ever changed. So I'm with you, Mike. I get it. Everybody wants to do it peacefully, but unfortunately it don't work that way. And most people really don't care. But there's a lot of people that do care. And a lot of people want to make things change. You know, still to this day, I'm in conferences almost every day, phone conferences, with different people, trying to figure out how they can do their part to take our shit back. Our country back, I'm sorry. Almost every day. Conferences. Like, I rarely even have phone calls with just one person. It's just a bunch of people. Want the country back. We don't even want them crazy. But, I'll tell you what, we're fighting a whole bunch of liars and thieves and deceivers. We ain't gonna beat them if we're doing the same thing to our people. You're helping them at that point. If you're lying to the American people, you bail on the American people, you turn your back on them, you leave, you take their money, and don't give them nothing in return. You're doing the same thing we're fighting against. Same exact thing. There's a lot of really great people involved in this. But the American people want answers. You guys remember driving across the country and like them overpasses, man? You remember driving, like they had the whole, like in between the exit ramp and the highway, loaded with people, like just waving flags. Kids took off of school and stuff. They celebrated us going on a 3-week camping trip in 20-degree weather in Hagerstown, Maryland. That's crazy. And they just want answers. That's it. They want answers and they want results. Most of them don't have time to do it themselves. And most of them are willing to foot the bill. But you can't leave them hanging. You can't just bounce. Like, and if you don't agree with one movement, Carolyn Smith, if you don't agree with a certain way somebody's doing stuff, you don't just kidnap the people that believe in their way. Those people believed in the People's Convoy. That's why they joined the People's Convoy groups. And you changed the name and took it from them. And I know you're like, well, you changed it to USLA. We talked to our people before we changed it. We let them know what was going on. It was their idea. Because we know in leadership role, our choice isn't made by us. It's made by the people that was following us. Because we was leading the people. They just told us what they wanted. We was willing to go fight for it. So, like I said, Brian, I'm not accusing you of nothing, man. I'm not. Because I don't do that. Unless I have facts, I don't do it. I understand things ain't always as they seem. So I'm not accusing you of nothing. But if you did something, and that goes for anybody, anybody, not just in this movement. Have some accountability. Step up, man. Listen, I am walking proof that if you're honest and you're clean about what you did, and you're sincerely... Hold on, I got to beat my dog off. Hey, leave it. Go ahead. People will forgive you. Everybody helps, man. And I'm seeing these comments, man. And I'll be honest, this didn't really go the way that I planned. But I ain't really planning on how this would go. And a couple people told me, not a couple people, one person told me, was adamant. You need to write something down. You need to write something down. Look, I ain't got me a notebook and a pen. I ain't writing nothing down. Because it's not a script I'm reading from. It's life. It's what I've seen. It's what I feel. And with these comments, like, people want answers so that they can get past it. I'm telling you. My whole life's public. Public information. My whole life. You can look it up. If you know me today, you don't believe the life that I've lived. Like, you don't. Like, people literally tell me all the time, no way. People that used to not let me in their house, I have a key to their home now. People forgive you if you're honest and you fix it and you don't do it again. And I did it again a lot. And when I stopped doing it, they forgave me. And they gave me keys to their home. So again, I'm not accusing nobody of nothing except Carolyn and whatever the doofy old dude's name is, Kevin. You guys is crazy, Kevin. That's crazy. You lied to the entire American people, man. Like, you was like buying up there all that live, just talking stuff. Like, you ain't even know. Knew you didn't know. Like, knew nothing was you that come out of your mouth was anything you knew for a fact, man. And Carolyn, man, same thing. Like, you guys did some crap, man. That was, man, listen, I don't know if y'all known each other your whole life, if y'all guys just travel the country and, like, work it. I don't know. But Brian, I ain't accusing you of nothing, man, because I don't know. I know what I seen. The American people know what they seen. And what, like, I'm not talking about what, like, live streamers said or any of that. What they seen. They seen you leave the convoy because you need to get back to your family and take care of them because you was broke like everybody else. And then a month later, they seen you buying that brand new blue bike. And I don't know the story of that. Like I said, you could just be claiming that you bought that bike to make yourself feel better and to uphold your image. And really somebody else bought it for you and gave it to you. That's cool, man. Nobody's mad at you for that. I wish I had that person in my life buy me a nice brand new blue Harley. So I don't really know. But that's what the people seen. They seen you buy a truck. That's what we seen, man. That's what's there. And you're not trying to defend it. You're not trying to give no explanations. Carolyn, we don't care about your explanations. You're lying. And that's crazy. That's crazy that you're that egotistical that you just want to like take a whole bunch of people and I don't even know, I don't even know what you do. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Women are crazy and we all know that. No offense to the women watching this. It's known. It's not a secret. But Carolyn, man, what the fuck? That's crazy. So, that's what it is, I guess. I said my piece. Hopefully some more people say their piece. Hopefully people just put it out there. The American people need to know. And the faster that we get to taking care of all of that, and the faster that all these people in the United States can say, you know what, it don't even matter. It don't matter that you're the American Freedom Convoy. We're the People's Convoy. And you're the whatever else ever. We're not gangs out here, man. We're a bunch of just regular old people. We're fighting for kids. We ain't fighting for territory and drugs or guns or nothing, man. We ain't like... But the faster people figure that out and just say, you know what, it don't even matter. It don't even matter that we got different reasons to be fighting. It don't even matter that we got different ways that we want to fight and different ideas. None of that matters. All that matters is we fight. I know everybody watching this right now. Everybody. Even if they watch it in 1,000 years. Everybody has a relative that either passed or they will have one that passes because of this stuff that's going on. Because of this fake stuff they made up. And then they come out and start sticking everybody with this poker. People are dropping. People are dropping. It's crazy. But again, Brian, this ain't personal, man. I'm doing this for the American people. I'm doing this because I ain't seen nobody else do it yet. The people want answers. Like, they deserve it. And our people deserve to be free. To not have to worry about these tyrannical governments. We shouldn't have to be like our president's son has got a whole laptop that's got him like smashing little kids. What the? Where they do that at? And we're just like, whatever. It's crazy, man. But anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. I'm very easy to find. If anybody would like to ask me any kind of questions or talk to me, get a hold of me for whatever reason. I'm easy to find. So just get a hold of me. See if I can read some stuff. See. Look, y'all just chatting away. Some of y'all ain't talking much. Listen to that. Look at that, man. We got people apologizing to each other. Listen. I don't know, man. Brian, I say this stuff because this is what the people are saying. And they want to know. How did everybody leave the convoy broke, but you bought brand new bikes and trucks and stuff? Like I said, it may have all been legit. They could have been gifts. Could have been money you stashed away as a kid growing up your whole life. Maybe you got home and just got a super contract running a few loads that paid you. Maybe you got an 850 credit score with no pay stubs and they still gave you 200 grand to buy stuff. I don't know. But you should probably say something to people and explain that. So, it's Basil Hayden is what I'm drinking. If you guys are wondering. Just in a We the People thing. Look, I was waiting to see if Chris was going to speak up right there. And let me say something else, man. Marcus, that dude's like my mentor. He's one of my mentors. I don't know why everybody hates him. Like, the stuff got crazy in Hagerstown, but the only people that are mad are the people that don't matter. The other people are mad, are only mad because they follow the people that don't matter. But they don't know anything else because nobody said nothing. I don't know. Maybe this stuff's just been eating at me for a little while. Chris, Scott, let me tell you something about Scott. I don't even know the dude for real. I don't know none of these people. Marcus, I've gotten pretty close with. I know I've sat up on the phone and talked with Chris or Scott. driving across the country late, just keeping each other up. Solid dude in my book. Everything I hear about the guy, Chris, solid woman, man. Mike, solid, man. And hey, Mike, listen, man. Don't let your head blow up, but fucking you're like a fuck. You look like you be cockstrong as stuff. Brian, I feel like you could be a really good dude. I don't really know you, but the impression you're leaving on people, other than the ones, I don't even know what these people are doing that are following you. Like they're not even asking questions. Like, is most of your following vaxxers? And I don't care, I'll hold them against them. If you want to go get that poke, go for it. But I feel like to blindly follow somebody and not ask questions, I feel like if you're going to do it for one person, you're going to do it for others. I don't know. Kevin, man, that's crazy you lied to the whole United States like that. That's crazy, man. You got some balls. You got some balls. Carolyn, you keep trying to turn everybody against each other. You keep trying to get everybody to hate people. I mean, with the exception of me, like, saying, like, Carolyn's crazy, man. That chick is nuts. Like, if somebody came back to you and said I said something crazy to you, they're lying. Or it's crazy about you, like, they're lying. I don't do that. Like, I ain't coming out here tonight to bash nobody. The fact of the matter is, you did some shady stuff and I'm putting it on Front Street, so it's kind of like bashing you, but I ain't mad about it. I'm entitled to that. You don't hear me bashing Mike or Brian. I don't really know. I don't know what happened. I know it looks bad, man. Looks really bad. Like, I watched you personally, Brian, personally, split the following 4 times. 4 separate occasions you split the following. I don't know if they paid you, because that's like a whole nother possibility. That you just like jumped up after, like, I'm staying forever and this is my hill and I'm gonna die on this hill. And only a few people know that what I just said right there is like a real thing that y'all talking about. This is our hill, this is what we're gonna do, and then all of a sudden you just up and leave? Broke. Straight to the Harley shop getting a brand new bike. So maybe you got paid, man. Like, maybe you sold out. Maybe you saved that money up from when you was a little kid. Maybe somebody just gave you that stuff. I don't know. And it's really like not my business. But I don't really want to know. I don't really care. The American people want to know. They want to know what happened. Why'd you bounce? Why'd you bounce broke? And then go on like 2, 3, 4 different 2-week vacations, week-long vacations. Family vacations, not like by yourself. Not like we do in these trucks, take a weekend vacation because we got held over for the week in a sweet spot. Like, you went on vacations, man. Broke. I'm weird. I understand your old lady's family got, they got a little bit of paper. Maybe she paid for it. That's cool. Hey, don't be ashamed to say that your old lady buys your stuff. I don't know, man. But Carolyn, you did some shady stuff. Kevin, you did some dirty stuff, man. You guys divided this stuff, man. Carolyn, you literally took half the people. Just took them for no reason. Because you don't like Marcus or Chris. You just took them. Them people wasn't following you. Them pages didn't say Carolyn's Take Over the World page and you got a whole bunch of followers. They said the People's Convoy. That's Brian and Mike and Marcus and Chris and Scott. And I can't listen. I ain't gonna keep not saying your head. Listen, Rebecca. Rebecca's a fighter, man. Listen. That telegram, y'all don't know about that if you wasn't part of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. All that hard work, Rebecca's putting in work. Work. And Ryan goes live talking about, we don't even associate with Telegram. We ain't got nothing to do with it. They ain't our people. Rebecca's standing there with her thing in her hand. Talking about what the just happened. Putting hours, not sleeping. Chris on Facebook and other media platforms, hours, not sleeping. Everybody put in hours. Somebody wanted to play God. And I don't know if, like, you just have to be at the front of the line. I don't know if you just have to have your face at the front. But it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about Marcus. It's not about Mike. It's not about Carolyn. It's not against any of these. Like, it's not about any of us. It's about all of us. So, I guess with that, I drove 4,000 miles this week, a little over 4,000 miles this week. And I think slept about 12 hours. So I guess I'll wrap it up. Because too many people in America are egotistical. Too many people want to be the guy or the girl, Stephanie. That's why. Too many people in America are just feel entitled. Yeah. Dead nuts, Marcus. Sabotage TPC state groups. And you are guilty of that, Brian. You are guilty of that. You are guilty of sabotaging these TPC state groups. Not once. That's just the Facebook state groups, man. Smashed them. You remember when we was on that bus that morning, Brian? You remember, and it came out like, you brought Carolyn in, she's going to make these state groups. Do you remember who stood up and said, we don't need state groups, this is stupid. Stupid. No, Brian, no. No, this is stupid. Chris probably remembers. I know I remember. Scott probably remembers. Rebecca was on the phone. Carolyn probably selectively don't remember. The other person that was on the phone, I bet they remember. Marcus ain't want no part of it. Nothing to do with it. He told us. Those state groups, you can't control them. Like, we was just fine running these state groups. Just fine. And you brought in Carolyn. And then announced she was finally going to make state group pages, man. You sabotaged us. You wrecked us. You gave Carolyn half the United States. She put them in a duffel bag. Hey! You're 30 pounds, man. You gave her half the country. She put them in a duffel bag and bounced. Left. Rolled out. Call me a liar, Carolyn. Tell me I'm lying. You know what happened. You know what happened. There's another person that will have you put in that chat earlier, that text. Well, the only people that was there, you put who was in there. You, little Tommy. That's my son, little Tommy. He was there. He was there. In California. He was in the truck with me. The only people that was in there. And one other person. And we know who that one other person is. She don't like you either, lady. She don't like you either. Now, from the beginning, I had to fight her to get her to even consider working with you. You know what happened while you were on that phone? And I think it was around the time that Brian said, Carolyn, shut the fuck up. Remember that? He screamed and jumped off the bus, threw a tantrum and ran off the bus. Remember that? I know y'all remember that. They had me push mute on my phone. Chris looked at me and the person I was with. Said, I am not talking to her. She's nuts. The only person I'm going to talk to is you two. If I got a problem, it's you two. I'll talk to you guys. Nobody wanted you there, lady. Apparently for good reason. They had already worked with you. Turns out they was wrong. You was lying. You was making up all that stuff. You was causing all that division. Nobody else. You was. And I don't know if you really are like that. Whatever the name is for being nuts. I don't know, man. Brian, a lot of these people on these comments they've talked to me. Because I vet the people that mess with me. I vet with the people that I talk to, that I want to get to know. And they'll tell you. Anybody else that watches this, they'll tell you. I'm pretty straight up. I'm a pretty stand-up guy. Me, today, in my today life. I wouldn't be saying this if I was lying. I don't talk stuff. I don't run my mouth. This is what I seen. Real life. This is what I seen. It's crazy, man. And I don't know if they paid you. I don't know if you got scared. Maybe it was alcohol. Maybe you just drank too much. You just didn't remember. Just didn't remember the conversation. One conversation to the next. I don't know, man. Like, there's got to be a reason, though, because surely you didn't just blatantly do that stuff. Surely not. Right? You seem like a pretty good dude. There's some kind of disconnect somewhere. that know me, like, I get stuff going through my brain. I keep kind of laughing in my head about it. But I'm keeping it to myself, guys. Preacher Tommy, not Trucker Tommy. But, I mean, look at these people in these comments. I don't even know how many there is. I don't even know how many people watching this. Look at Marlene. These people been hard at it. Still hard at it. But anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it because it's facts. That's why I'm sticking to it, because it's real. Anybody got questions? If I personally experienced it, personally seen it, know for a fact, I give you the answer. If I don't, I can't. And I won't try. I ain't gonna give you much hearsay. Reach out to me. I'm easy to find. I'm on every platform, and every platform that I'm on, you can look at my Facebook and see what my name is on that platform. And it's a link. You can actually connect to it. Holler at me. Call me out. Carolyn, post some text. Put them out there. Make sure you put them all out there. Because if I see you putting some of them, not all of them, I'm going to put you out here again. I'll make one of these just for you. Y'all have a good night. I'm signing off. Thank you guys for watching this. Nothing but love to all of you.